everyone, today we're going to look at multiplying polynomials, and I'm going to use geometry to express our multiplication because I think it shows an application of why we would use it and how we use it, and also brushes up on your geometry skills as well. So again, I have my split screen going on, so I've got some problems on the left side and my work on the right side. Again, we're not doing all of these problems. I'm going to jump to number 9, so we just have a regular old rectangle there, and it's asking us to find the area. So if you don't remember back to middle school and finding the area of shapes, it is length times width. So essentially we just need to take those two sides, they're both given to us, and we need to multiply them together. So we're going to have 2r plus 5, and we are multiplying it by 4r minus 1. So I have created, hopefully you recognize that we have two binomials that we are multiplying. And so if you remember, there's two different methods we could use. We can use the traditional distributive property using FOIL, or we can use the box method. I will quickly do both just so you have both as a reference. So if I was to use the FOIL method, remember that's when we're going to distribute everything, and then the box method is when we make a box and we use that to help us solve. So if I use the distributive property, I'm going to take 2r and I'm going to distribute it to 4, not the distributive property, that's what I said. I mean FOIL, which is the distributive property. So I'm going to FOIL this. So I'm going to use the first terms, which is 2r and 4r. So it's going to be 2r times 4r. And I hope you're doing this with me so you get practice. And then the outside, we're going to do 2r minus 1. So I'm going to have 2r minus 1. And then the inside terms are going to be 5 and 4r. And then the last terms are going to be these two terms here, 5 and negative 1. Plus 5 times negative 1. So I've done my first outside, inside, last. Now I'm going to simplify this. So first I need to multiply 2r and 4r. That is 2 times 4 is 8, and r times r is r squared, plus 2r minus, I put minus. That should be times negative 1. My bad. Times negative 1. So that's going to be actually negative 2r. Should not have a plus sign. That's all right. And then 5 times 4r is going to be 20r. And then 5 times negative 1 is going to be, I'm just going to put minus 5 since it's negative 5, because a positive and a negative is a negative answer. So we're not done because I see right here in the middle these two terms can be combined. So I'm going to combine them and we get 8r squared, and we have negative 2, positive 20. That leaves us with a positive 18r minus 5. And there is our answer. Now, I'm going to show you the same thing using the box method to solve. So we're taking we're having 2 terms by 2 terms, which means we need a box that is 2 by 2. So we have a 2 by 2 box. I'm going to put the first one here on top. It doesn't really matter which order you put them in. And then I'm going to put the second polynomial on the side. And then we're going to multiply. So 2r and 4r again is 8r squared, and 2r and negative 1 is negative 2r. 5 and 4r, 5 times 4 is 20, so 20r, and then 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. We see our like terms there. So we have 8r squared, again, plus 18, because we're really taking 2 from that 20, and then minus 5. And we get the same answer. Box method's a little bit quicker. It's, again, your personal preference, whichever makes most sense in your head. Doesn't matter to me which one you use, but there's both of them. We got the same exact answer either way. So what we're going to do is look at another example, and this time I'm going to scroll. I'm going to look at question 14. So if you look at question 14, my cursor is circling above it, and this is asking us to find the area of a shaded region. The math tests love these types of questions. I'm going to see if I can make that a little bit bigger because we're just looking at number 14. Maybe that's better, probably. So finding the area of the shaded region. So in order to do that, I need to take away the unshaded part. So I need to find the area of both rectangles. So I'm going to find the area of the larger rectangle first, the green rectangle, if you will. And that area is going to be x plus 1 times 3x minus 2. Because again, I'm taking this length that's here, if you can see the cursor, by the width or vice versa, but these two times each other. And from that, I am going to subtract the area of this inside one, which is super simple. It's just x times 3, or 3 times x. So I mean, that's all it's going to be. Now, not a lot of math that's got to go on there. So where the most of our math is coming into play is this bigger one. I'm kind of wishing now I did number 16, but that's okay. All right. I'm going to use the box method just because I think it's a little bit quicker. So again, this is going to be a 2 by 2. It is going to be 2 by 2 because I have two terms. I have x and 1 and then 3x negative 2. And I'm going to multiply these. 3x times x is 3x to the second power, and x times negative 2 is negative 2x. And then we have 1 times 3x, which is 3x, and 1 times that is negative 2. All right, so we have that. But again, I have like terms that are right here. They both have an x, so we get 3x squared. 3 minus 2 is positive 1x, or just positive x, and there. So I'm going to bring this back over here. So we have 3x squared plus, I'm going to get rid of the 1. You could leave it if you want. I don't like having it there. I don't know, I'm just particular about that. And then minus, well, what's 3 times x? Just 3x. So I still don't have the final area. I just have a bunch. I know that this minus this is going to tell me the shaded part. Because remember, this is the area of the shaded part. This is the unshaded part. So I'm going to take this amount away from this amount. So I am going to just come in here with a different color. Let's try this olive green color. So I'm going to change my, I guess I should just rewrite it. I guess that would be the right thing to do. 3x squared plus x minus 2. I'm going to keep that the same. Change to a plus sign. And then I'm going to change this from a positive 3x to a negative 3x. And now I'm going to combine like terms. So I have no other terms that are x squared. That stays the same. But I do have this x and this x, which do need to be addressed. So remember, this is 1x. So 1 minus 3 is negative 2. It's negative 2x. And then we just have negative 2 at the end. And technically that should be units squared because it is area. Okay, so the big takeaway is when you're finding area, and I know you are doing this also this week in algebra, especially with multiplying binomials by binomials and even by trinomials, and the work that you have in there is going to have rectangles where you have to multiply to find the area of. So again, it's just multiplying. So multiply, multiply, multiply.